Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to do a season end review for the Dragonsiege KvK. All right, it feels like my KvK is just about over here, so I thought I'd do a quick season review. You can see the dragon here. It's not quite open yet. You got about a day and a half before it opens, but it feels like the dragon zone's pretty much over. My alliance, ED and NM, are sort of warband alliance. We're to the south here. And then EVG and Pod, our other allies, sort of surround the dragon here. We got one alliance, one set of alliances, I should say, 345 and Ya. They're sort of to the south. We've pushed them out of this castle here, but they're still in the dragon zone. So let's go over the season very quickly here. And I really want to talk about the mechanics here. And of course, the first mechanic we have here is the Thunder Drake. I found the Thunder Drake pretty, mediocre. It's cool that everyone got to have a max level warhead here, but it just didn't seem really that interesting. I think this did have potential, but like, what do you do with the warhead? You click on this little thing, and then you click on a zone and send it somewhere. There's no real skill involved. You just make sure you have your policies maxed out, and then you hope you get lucky, and then you build it out how you want to build it out. It really wasn't very interesting gameplay. Nothing engaging, nothing challenging about it. It's just like, hey, press the button every day and make sure you don't forget. So, not bad. It didn't really take away from the KvK, but I think as a unique mechanic, not very interesting here. Okay, our second mechanic, of course, was the Flame Dragon this season. I think the developers pretty candidly recognized that behemoths in this game aren't doing what they should do. And, the Flame Dragon was an attempt to sort of overcome that. It is a step in the right direction, right? It is more impactful on the battlefield by far than the other behemoths. I certainly will give it that. It's very good that it's not chained to a single, like, Alliance Tower or whatever. It can move around. It lasts a good bit of time. Honestly, it might last a little too long, and it does a good bit of damage. It just, it didn't really feel that interesting. It was sort of like a 40-minute I win or we control the battlefield button, that there's not a lot of, interactive gameplay going on. So I appreciate that they recognize there's an issue here, but it doesn't feel like they've figured out what the right way to address the situation is. I honestly think the best thing they could do is make behemoths more like the behemoths you raid. Make them stronger, make them do all the mechanics that you do in a behemoth raid, but don't have the players control them. Make them sort of like the Hulk, right? You aim it in a certain direction and it goes off, but you can't control it anymore. So you summon a behemoth on a tower against the enemy. You say, hey, go fight those things. And the behemoth just does what it does. And I think that would be more strategic gameplay, right? Because it would hit harder, but the enemy could sort of taunt it off you. You'd have to kill the taunt or whatever. I don't know. Just some thoughts. I do like the fact that they've acknowledged the behemoths are an issue and they should be improved. The Flame Dragon's a step in the right direction, but it's not amazing. Of course, our third big mechanic this season is the Citadel concept. My basic takeaway from this is I think this is interesting. I don't love the way it was implemented this season, but sort of the charitable view is this was just a test balloon. They're testing it out and it's going to be implemented much better, much more aggressively in future seasons. Right now, the Citadel essentially just serves as a stay in the zone mechanic. It does, for example, we're in the dragon zone here. It doesn't really decide control of the dragon, but it stops you from getting kicked out of the dragon. So you can see our allies have taken this Citadel, and the enemy's basically just trying to block as much territory around it so they don't get kicked out of the dragon zone. We're fighting over the Citadel right now, but it doesn't feel like this is a real fight. This feels like just people farming merits. This is okay. I do sort of like, the better stay in the zone mechanic. I wish this thing was more critical to actually capturing the zone. I'm not sure how you do that. Maybe you make a Citadel in the middle, or maybe you make a set of 4 Citadels in the middle or something like that. But I do like the idea that you sort of have to declare a war on this, and then there's a short cooldown, and then you can fight it. I think one of the problems Call of Dragons has right now is just there can be a relentless grind, particularly for realm administrators. And this sort of mechanic is sort of a step in the direction that I can see, hey, yeah, there's going to be some intense fighting, but it's not going to be all the time. Now, of course, you can essentially, you have to build up war points to do this, but you can regenerate them very quickly. So, yeah, you have to declare war, but it's not a big drawback. But like I said, this was just their first implementation of it. I do think there is some potential here. This season wasn't amazing, but I think this is sort of a good concept going forward. I intend to make a video going forward a bit more about the grind that Call of Dragons is sort of in danger of becoming. I think the Citadel maybe is a way around that. So look for that video in the near future. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is the map design, and it's like really a common mistake that they keep on making. I don't know why they do it. So we'll take a look at this map here, and you can see there's 4 starting camps, and the way we allied is like each like starting camp is allied with the one diagonal to it, which I think is the right way to do it. And so the bottom line is that's fine, and I think the camps were fairly well balanced this season. The issue is that everyone can go into their zone 2s to the left and the right. That's fine, no issues. But then you get your zone 3 to yourself for a few days, and then your zone 3 can be invaded from the other zone 2s, and zone 3 controls your access to the dragon zone, right? And that means you can get locked out of the dragon zone, which is terrible. The other really bad thing about that is you end up fighting in zone 2, and then you keep fighting zone 2 to control zone 3, and then you keep fighting zone 2 and zone 3 to be able to enter zone 4. And so once zone 2 opens, like if you get run over, if you get steamrolled, well, you got to keep fighting the entire time, basically until season summary, and it just becomes this endless grind. I love like a 24-hour, 48-hour fight once Dragon Zone opens. I do not love fighting 24/7 from the time Zone 2 opens until season summary. That's too much of a burnout. It really didn't happen to us this season that much. It happened to us a huge amount last season. It caused a lot of burnout in our alliance, and I see a lot of burnout going on throughout the game. So I don't know why they have this, like, you can get locked out of the Dragon Zone system. It seems very obvious to me the best way to counter this: give everyone access to their zone 2. Maybe you move clockwise to zone 2, move counterclockwise to zone 3, and give every starting zone direct access to zone 4. That means you fight it, if you have it set up like this, where you're sort of allied kitty corners, you would fight one enemy to your left in zone 2, you'd fight another enemy to your right in zone 3, and then everyone would get together for Great Old Rumble in zone 4. It's so obvious. They've done it in past seasons. It allows everyone to enter the Dragon Zone. It prevents, at least mitigates the burnout factor. Let's do that. I don't know why we keep doing this lockout of Dragon Zone seasons. Okay, and so that's my review of the Dragonsiege KvK. Honestly, wasn't one of the funner KvKs I've fought in. A lot of burnout going through my alliance and other alliances right now. I hope they can do something to address it, but we'll see how it goes forward. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. And until next time, you stay classy, Belleron.